All right, welcome back. This is basic part number 9. And in this one, you are going to get to use a new tool called Loft, which is going to allow us to basically connect angles from the front of this piece to the back of this piece. So this is the part that we're building. This is the technical drawing. So as you can see, we've got our isometric view over here, and we have our front view and our top view. Now, we could have done a back view as well or a side view, but really they would not have added anything that we don't already have in these two views. So we went with the two views plus the isometric to round out our multi-view drawing. So we are going to draw this like this. So start on your front face. So click the front face of your view cube. And then we're going to click on that front work plane, hit Shift S to start our sketch, and then hide our work planes. All right, so every time that I create a part, I try to do so in the least number of steps as possible. So looking at this drawing, I can see that overall this is a rectangle with a couple of triangles cut into the faces. So that's how we're going to approach this. So I'm going to draw a rectangle that is 1¼ inches high and 2 inches wide. So grab your rectangle tool, your corner rectangle, which is the letter G, and we're going to start drawing a rectangle. And I know that it was 2 inches wide, 1¼ inch tall. All right, so a fairly small piece right here. All right, going to throw that into isometric view. And going to look back at my drawing because I need to know how far to extrude it, and the extrusion should be 1 inch, or excuse me, 1 inch thick. So got my isometric, Shift E, that's going to allow me to extrude. Again, I drew the front face, so I want this to extrude backwards, and I want it to extrude 1 inch, and it does. So I'm going to click that green checkbox, and I am ready to go. All right, so I'm going to click on the front face of my part right here. And we need to make a sketch. So we're going to sketch this first triangle right here. All right, so we're going to sketch this triangle here. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. So we're going to click on our face, and then we're going to start a sketch. And then what I'm going to do, because I need to be able to center up my triangle, triangles can be tricky to draw. I'm going to choose my line tool. But before I start drawing, I'm going to choose what is called the construction. I'm going to change it from a regular line to a construction line. Now you can hit this button here, or you can hit the letter Q. And now you'll notice I have my line selected and my construction selected. And so what I want to do is I want to find the center point of this top line. So I'm just going to slide back and forth until I find that square right there. And when I do, I'm going to click, and I'm just going to drag a line straight down. And what I want you to notice, and you can probably see it a little easier right here, is this is a dashed line, okay? In other words, it's just a placeholder. All right, it doesn't overall impact my part in any way. All right, so I want this to be a vertical line. So I get it right there, and I click. And now I'm going to deselect the construction part. Okay, so I'm going to unselect Q, and I'm still in my line tool, which is nice. Okay, I know because I remember that my triangle went all the way to the corner, so I'm going to click. I'm still in my line tool, so I'm going to come all the way over to this corner over here, and I'm going to click, and I'm still in my line tool till I come down here, excuse me, and make sure that I get that box right there telling me that I have completed my sketch or that I've completed the shape. I'm going to click, and now I am out of my line tool because I completed the drawing. All right, we're not done yet though. Let's come back over here. We need to know how far this point is from the bottom of our part. And it looks like it is a 1/4 inch from the bottom of that triangle to the wall of the part. So we're going to come back to our sketch. We're going to choose our dimension tool, letter D on your keyboard. Click on that point. Click on this wall. Do not click the point on this wall, just click the wall. And we're going to slide this out to the right, and we're going to say 0.25. All right. Once we've done that, we are going to finish our sketch. All right, but we're not done. We're going to spin this around so that we are facing the back. So we're going to click the back of our view cube. And we're going to click the back face, and we are going to start another sketch. So this should be sketch 3. And we're going to do the exact same thing that we did. So choose your line tool, turn it into a construction line by hitting the letter Q. So L and then Q. We're going to start this line at the exact same point as we started our last construction line, bringing it straight down. And we're just going to click. We're going to uncheck the construction point so that we still have our line tool. And we're going to come up here, and this time I know that I don't go all the way to the edge. I'm out here in the middle somewhere. So I'm just going to get up here and click this line. And then I'm still in my line tool. I'm going to come over. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then back down to the original and click. And then my line tool automatically deselects and we can escape. And now we don't have to worry about dimensioning the sides of the line. We just need to dimension the point from the point to the bottom of our sketch. And then we also need to know how far it is from the edges, okay? So looking at our dimension drawing, we're going to see that from this point down to the bottom is 0.75. And then if we look at our top view, we can see that the corners of our triangle come in 1/2 inch from each side. All right, so come back over here. I'm going to grab my dimension tool, letter D on my keyboard. I'm going to choose the corner here. So I'm going to choose this point and the corner of my box, so this point, and I'm going to tell it that is 1/2 inch. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, this point to this point, and that is going to be 1/2 inch. Okay, and it's kind of looking wonky, but don't worry because we're about to fix it. From this point down to here is 0.75. All right, now that looks a little better as a triangle. Whoops, it didn't center, did it? Let's try this again. There we go. That looks a little better as a triangle. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to rotate this back around and I'm going to finish my sketch. All right, so right now I have a sketch on the front. I have a sketch on the back, and I've got 3 sketches, 1 extrude. Now it's time to cut a hole in our part. So we're going to choose this tool right here, which is called Loft. It kind of looks like a nuclear power plant silo. So click on that Loft tool, and we are going to tell it that we want to remove. Okay, so we're going to remove, and we're going to click on this triangle first, and then we're going to spin around, and we're going to click on this triangle. And when we do, it's going to show us that it's removing that material. And once we've got it where we want, we can hit that green check, and bam, we are done. That is basic part number 9, and that is how you use the Loft tool. All right, so right click on your tab, rename it BP9, right click on your part, rename it BP9, and you are ready to move on to basic part number 10. Good job.